This is Lose 11 here, coming
Hello, hello.
almost a week after our devastating loss to Austin.
It's not bad. We missed a whole game a week ago, so
That's true. That's true.
we're only posting this like 5 or 6 days late.
Hey, it's busy this time of year.
It is. I just had a test at 8 a.m.,
Yeah, I
which
hit
was
a
brutal.
flat tire, so we're about the same camp.
Good mornings.
uh, but yes, I don't know how you feel overall about this game. I feel partially that we got screwed because we were missing Leuven. And wasn't T-shirt out with a hamstring injury?
Yeah, so this game was kind of weird for a bunch of different reasons. For starters, like you were saying, we're missing Berkey,
Right,
Leuven,
right.
Totland, Torshire, and we're still missing Alm. So that's five dudes who realistically are in our starting 11 that we just didn't have, which is
Yeah.
kind of brutal. So there's that. And then there's also, I mean, I don't know if you remember this, but 60, what was it, the 68th minute? That storm came in, and so they
Oh,
had to put the
right.
game on weather delay.
Yep. That's the only
And
reason I got to watch any of it, actually.
really,
Yeah. Well, I had to drive back to Indiana during the game because for some fucking reason we're playing a game at 1:15 on Sunday.
yeah, afternoon
So
Sunday game, which is crazy.
yeah. So I listened to up until the 68th minute, and then continued my drive for another 45 minutes. Got to my apartment, and then as soon as I walk in the door, the game starts back up again. So
That's hilarious.
yeah,
Well, it kind of sucked, honestly, because I mean, I guess you weren't watching the game. You
well,
said you were
don't tell
listening though?
people I I had the vertical piece of your windshield. I kind of set the phone up to where it was like just right there, so I could see
Okay,
the
I
road and I
see.
could see the phone. Anytime I hit a bump, it would just fall down. But
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
I didn't really watch it, but I got like whenever we got close to goal, I would tune in.
Yeah. Take a minute away from the road.
Right. Yeah, it's great. It's a highway. It's no big deal.
Well, they low key, I mean, they were kind of making us their bitch the first half, if I'm
Yeah.
being honest. But then the
Yeah.
second half, I mean, we were pretty dominant. Like we honestly were running the ball. They kind of looked like they were trying to park the bus, honestly. And literally, I mean, like minutes before they shut the game down for weather delay, we were having like tons of chances in their box.
Yep.
And then we have to cancel the game. So all that momentum just disappeared,
Yep.
which is horrible.
I had the same
So I
feeling. First half, we were not what we should be, and then second
um,
half, it turned into a little bit of a shooting gallery. We just had all the momentum, possession. They were just like you said, parking the bus, just sitting in front of their 18, like waiting
mhm.
for us to do something, and we didn't really do anything.
Yeah. And then I mean, we had some like good subs. We finally gave Pompeo a chance, and then Klaus went
Yes.
in the 68th. So 61st and 68th, they both subbed in. So they both got put in around the same time, which was good because I feel like we haven't really gotten to see them connect at
Yes.
all in
Yes.
forever because Pompeo's just not been playing.
Right.
But then this was a puzzling sub that I don't really understand. In the 85th, we're down a goal at home, right? So you're thinking we should probably put anything to try and score to level this at this point. We put Baumgartel in.
Yeah, I was a little confused by that as well.
I don't understand what the move was there
I don't know.
because he goes in super late and he took out who did he take out? He took out who was it?
I can't remember.
Took out Horn on left back on left mid.
Yeah.
I don't know. That just felt like such a weird choice because Baumgartel is not. He's a defender.
Right. I guess give him a
So
shot. I
I
don't know. I
guess.
don't know. I really don't. I was very happy to see some Celio out there. That was fun.
hmm There's one chance I'm forgetting where it was, but he was low key. He was cooking, dude.
Dude,
It was fun. It was watching him like back to his like old self.
yes. I was so worried. that, once he comes back, he's just not going to be the same, right? Because you take an injury like that and you're out for so long. Like it's
Yeah.
so hard to just jump right back in. But like he gets his moment and then he just like ran with it. Like I specifically remember a couple of times him taking it up into the corner and like bringing it up to the goalpost and sending it across.
Hmm.
And I'm like, God damn! Like this is we need once he's like fully good and they can find a spot for him. Oh, a monster,
It's gonna be
dude.
awesome.
Call that man Nicki Minaj because he's a monster.
I like that, dude. Pop cultural
Yeah,
reference.
yeah, that's a good one.
But Pompeo and Ostrak too. Those are two guys that like I
Honestly,
feel like I mean
forgot
they've been with the
Ostrak
club
was on the
forever.
team.
Yeah, but like he's not bad. Like when he goes in, he
I
actually
know.
puts like some work in. And so I just don't really get why they aren't like given actual opportunities, if I'm being honest.
I agree. I just like I said, I feel like I haven't seen him play in a meaningful way in so long that like I genuinely forgot he was on the team.
Yeah.
I did
He's
get
just subbed in
him
on like
and
shit ton.
I did get him and Indy mixed up a lot. I'm not really sure
Really.
why, but I
That's
think that
interesting.
partially contributed to it because I know we got rid of Indy obviously, and so
Yeah.
maybe in my subconscious I was like, oh, we don't have Ostrak anymore. Psych.
That's funny.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that was just I don't know. Overall, I don't even know if like how much I have to say about it. It was just a really disappointing game.
I know. Yeah, two really disappointing games in a row, um, which you hate to see. But I mean, what we start with two ties. I'm freaking
Yep.
out. I'm like, oh my god, it's a repeat of last year. Then we get two wins. I'm
Hmm.
going off. I'm like, fuck yeah, we figured it out. We're in a groove. Let's go. Keep this going. And now two losses. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck, guys?
The ebbs and flows, bro.
God, 2-2-2. It's just what a record.
It is a very like, cause like technically, I don't know, like that's not 500, but it's like it's even. It doesn't feel like it though, if that makes
Right.
sense.
And it's also like the weirdest way to get that record. Because let's say like you start with the wins, you get two wins, then two ties, then two losses. It's like, "Oh, we're clearly getting worse." Or you start with two losses, two ties, then two wins and it's like, "Oh, we're on the right path. We got a good trajectory here." But no,
Yeah.
we started with the ties, then we got the wins, and now we're losing. It's like, what the fuck? What are we doing?
Yeah. And
It's
like to be fair, I guess like I mean Philly is I'm pretty sure what are they? Are they winning the whole league right now? Like
they're
they're
doing good. Like I understand that loss. It makes sense.
and then Austin actually they're second in the West. So they've also had a really good start to the year. So it's like
Yes,
it's
but
two
like
really good teams, but it doesn't change the fact that it's like fuck, we just had
I
two
know.
1-0 losses in a
I
row.
know. And like we talked about last week, like their record is just so weird. It's like sure they're number 1 in the league or the Western Conference right now. Um but I still feel like it's so early that that means nothing. And
Yeah.
like we talked about their record so far, like it's a very weird record. It feels like they didn't earn some of the wins like that they did get, and then some of them it's like what the fuck were you how did you like almost lose to Kansas City? Like they are bottom
Yeah.
of the West. Like or at least, like they win 1-0 against the worst team in the conference and then lose to Colorado.
Not
Like
just
it just
conference,
doesn't
whole
make
league right
sense.
now, actually.
Yeah, yeah, like it's crazy.
No,
I just
yeah,
don't
I agree.
understand. But then yeah, we have to lose to them. So whatever.
That was our first time ever losing to Austin because I
Haven't we played
think
them
our
like
first
5
year,
times?
this was our fifth because we play
Okay.
them twice every year, home and away.
Holy moly.
Our first year, we beat them 3-2 in that very first game away. And
Right.
then the home game that year was that insane 6-3 like thriller.
Oh
I don't know
yeah.
if you remember
I
that.
do remember that,
And
yeah.
then the next year, we tied 2-2 one time, and then we beat them 1-0. So I guess it was a little overdue that they finally beat us at least once.
I guess, but
Just sucks that it happened at home because we also, I mean, our
yeah.
home record hasn't been like that good.
Which is
We've
weird
been from,
because in the MLS, I feel like that is such an advantage, like such a
it
superpower.
is.
And if you
Because
can't
like in the soccer
capitalize on
world,
that,
like exactly, especially because all these guys come from like elsewhere in the world and from
sure,
other leagues, and all those other leagues, those countries are so small, they're not traveling that far.
yeah,
But MLS, especially the Western Conference, like playing away all that travel, it like catches up to people for sure.
yeah, makes sense. You know, every week you're flying like hours at a time or driving. I guess if you're going to Kansas City, I don't know how they do all that, but
I wonder if they fly or drive. They probably fly, honestly.
maybe, yeah,
Bougie, bro.
yeah. You think they got like a city red plane?
That'd be kind of sick.
It would be sick, but there's no way.
I definitely don't.
It'd be crazy if they just flew like coach.
They're taking the Greyhound.
I mean, like, I don't know. Do they just hop on fucking American Airlines and fly out of Lambert Airport? Like, it sucks.
I think I don't know, like, I mean, they have their own plane. I don't know if they own it, but like the team is on their own plane, but it's like
Yeah,
the money for that has to be insane.
I know. Imagine like going to fly to Miami to play against Messi, and you're getting on like Spirit Airlines and like sitting next to a school teacher coming home
That'd be
for the holiday or
awesome.
something. Like, it's yeah,
If you're
it's
flying
fun
Spirit, you wouldn't be scared of dying though. I'm pretty sure that's the only airline that hasn't had like a horrible plane crash recently.
because it's a scam. They don't actually fly.
They just teleport you there when you're in the plane.
It's more of a realty company than anything else. They just own runways and put yellow planes on them.
Valid. Well, I don't know. I mean, I kind of don't have anything to say about the Austin game other than that kind of sucks. Maybe we shouldn't have lost that. Maybe the weather delay kind of fucked us. But the
Eh,
next game that we're going to talk about, I have a lot to say that I'm very excited about.
I I hate to blame it on the weather delay because we had the whole first half to
Hmm.
look like a soccer team and we didn't. So
Yeah.
it's frustrating to even like they just shouldn't have gotten that goal. Like how did this happen? It's
The
frustrating.
build up, I mean, he was totally open on the box too.
I know,
Like, I
I
don't know if you
know.
remember it, but it was like he
Well,
was
I actually didn't see it.
unguarded.
I was driving. but but yes, you're right. Like I know that what was his name? Was it Vesquez? Who scored?
Vasquez?
Yeah, was it Vasquez?
It wasn't Vasquez actually,
Oh,
which is weird because like he's their like,
he's the guy, right?
yeah, he's their guy right now. But it was oh come the frick on, bruh.
I just
It
remember
was
listening
scored
to the
by
commentators.
Uzuni.
Uzuni. They were talking up Vesquez a lot. Like,
Yeah,
he's their guy. He's got all these accolades and he's coming over gonna bring this team to the top, whatever. And obviously he didn't score, but it's like
he had a
if
very mid game.
yeah, that's kind of the vibe that I got too. But like I'm saying, like they they shouldn't be getting that opportunity. Like that's the issue I have in the first place. Like what these two teams looked like was extreme. What's the word? Counterattack in the beginning.
Yeah,
It was just like okay, neither one of them wanted to have the ball. They wanted to catch the other off guard and just
hmm
sprint down the field with numbers and make something happen in a split second. And once
yeah,
they finally did that, then they earned the right to basically sit back and do that the rest of the game because we have to be
yeah,
so careful to not let them past our back line and have that because they have that speed to go all the way and make those shots with numbers. And every time, at least in the first half, when we would get a chance or like be on their half, we'd have one striker that had the ball against like two, three defenders. He's like
yeah.
out in the middle of the ocean. What's he gonna do? Like you need some kind of support there. And it was just really frustrating that it took a goal and a half to get to that point.
I agree. And I have, I mean, obviously, I know our boys who are running the stats and like our formation know way more about soccer than me and they're way better at this sport. But it's like I'm so confused with what we're doing. Because one game we'll have
Right.
one of our classic city games where we have like 20% possession, but we score like twice. And then the next game,
Yeah.
like today, or the Austin game, we had 64% possession. We didn't do shit with it.
I know.
It's just weird. Like I don't understand necessarily. It feels like we're switching in between like our old Red Bull style and then the new like defend style and hold on to the. It's just weird. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, I know
I'm
Olaf,
getting
like, he is a very much like possession style mentality, and he
and he
doesn't.
was a defender when he played, I'm pretty sure as well.
Yeah, and like that's the kind of mentality or like positioning, whatever you want to call it, that he wants to bring to the team. And
Hmm.
like you're saying, it seems like it's so all over the place that it's like maybe he's trying to figure out like where that even fits in with the team. Like you said, I'm confused. I don't know what the plan is. There seems to be no conformity, I guess, between games. No
Yeah.
like concrete strategy that sticks.
It definitely feels like we're in a very odd, like, transitionary period
Yeah.
because we're kind of getting away from that Carnell style that we had because that was not working. And I don't think that kind of play style works long term ever.
No.
So I'm fine getting away from that. But I do think it's just going to take us a bit to like figure out how we're going to like actually want to play, which is fine because it's still so early in the season that we have the rest of the season to figure this out.
Yeah.
But it doesn't change the fact that we only have 4 goals in 6 games.
Yeah.
That's
It's
one of the
crazy.
lowest in the entire league.
But
Only
we
giving up 2, but it's like,
right, 4 clean sheets.
yeah,
Yeah, I
it is what
totally
it
know
is.
what you're saying. Did you get got by the ball watching boys April Fool's Day prank?
Getting rid of Klaus or whatever it was.
No, no, it was Olaf. They said they were
Was
stepping
it?
away from Olaf, man. It was right after the first loss, or maybe the second
That's so
loss.
funny.
Yeah, it was the second loss. On April 1st, they posted. It
That's
wasn't even a
hilarious.
good like it was good, but like the whoever put it together, it didn't look like an MLS professional had put it together, you know.
Yeah.
But it totally got me because we already did it to Bradley Carnell, arguably early, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Fucking, are we doing this again?" Like, and then I realized what day it was. But like, wow, they
We're
got me
trying to get
good.
Peter Vermees, bro.
We're just rolling through them. Got the Rolodex, bro. Just spin it, pick a name.
That's
I
so
don't know.
funny.
Yeah, it got me good. That was pretty good.
I think they had their app about the sporting game like a day or two ago, and I watched a little bit of it.
The sporting game, like coming up.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a clean transition for us to move
Yeah.
into that if we want to, but
Yeah.
I've got some notes like covering this if we want to look into because this is more of an important rivalry game than most of them because KC just fired their long-term manager slash head coach Peter Vermees,
Yeah.
which is low-key a huge
It
deal.
is big.
He has been their head coach since 2009.
Holy cow.
He is one of the longest tenured head coaches in the entire world,
Wow.
which is insane.
That is insane. I mean, good
Some
for him. Holy cow.
no, yeah. Some stats is he under him they won the 2013 MLS Cup. They won the Open Cup in 2012, 2015, and 2017. They finished first place in the Western Conference 4 times and had 11 playoff appearances, with 8 in a row from 2011 to 2018.
Damn.
And he has coached 609 matches for Sporting in all competitions, which is over half of the club's entire games ever.
So nothing really
Which is,
noteworthy.
yeah, nothing noteworthy.
Holy cow.
This isn't a big
That
deal
is
or anything.
nuts. Over half their games.
Yeah,
That's
he
going to be a
has the
big
third most games
transition.
coached ever in MLS.
Holy cow.
So I think this just goes to show how insanely bad they've been recently because he has
Yeah.
been with the club for this long and they're like, okay, we can't do this anymore, dude,
Damn.
which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because if you look at like their current form, KC, they haven't won a game in 13 games.
Holy shit.
The last time they won was well, if you count this, was or wait, no. Last time they won was September 18th, 2024, which is
Well,
192 days ago.
didn't they lose to children recently?
Yeah, so on in January this year in the preseason, they lost to FIU, Florida International University. They lost to a college team. They did
Ugh.
not score against a college team. That
Yikes.
is brutal.
Man.
And they haven't
Well,
kept a single clean sheet in 16 games either. So if
jeez,
that gives you
man.
an idea of how we're expecting this game to go.
Sucks to be a sporting fan. I mean, look, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be screaming my little head off. I'm going to be wearing my ravioli hat. Hopefully, you'll see me
Are
on
you wearing it to
TV.
the game?
Yeah, I'm going to.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I mean that is a huge deal. I didn't quite realize like how like ingrained in the club's culture he was.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Because I mean,
huge.
he's been with them for that long, right? But he's also, and this is like so rare, he's the like manager and the coach.
Yeah.
Like they don't really do like teams don't do
Right.
that.
Right.
So it just goes to show like how much I guess like power he had in the team. And I don't know if this is ownership being like we actually want to start making the team better or if they were just like people are not going to games, we need to make some kind of change. But he is out.
That's crazy.
So something's gonna happen.
We'll see. I mean, hopefully they wait until after Saturday to make something happen because I want another win.
That's and I think Dad actually texted us something about this. That's what kind of worries me
Yeah.
is under Kerry Zivigine, or however you say his name. He's their interim head coach. I'm worried that like players are gonna try and have like a really good performance this game because that's usually what happens like when you just fire a coach.
Yeah.
Because it's like any relationship any player had with that coach is like not really important anymore because there's a new coach.
Right.
So you try and do as good as you possibly can to get good with the new coach.
You gotta start from square
And
one.
exactly. So I'm a little worried that like they're gonna come back punching a little hard,
The
but it's
only
also Kansas
reason
City.
I am not as worried is because they lost to a college team and didn't score. So,
Yeah.
like, if you can't even like, that's crazy. Like that's crazy. A professional team can't
That
even
is
score
insane.
on a college team that like no one's even heard of. Then like, even if they go all out and like try their very best to impress the coach, I'm not even sure they're very best, and I'm underestimating them. Maybe who knows? But I'm just not as nervous maybe as you guys. Plus,
Yeah.
also I'll be there, so if there's any problems, I can run on the field and make
Yeah,
something happen
streak.
real quick. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I'm saying, dude, you need to like I will put money down that there will be a streaker and you need to do that and we can make him talk,
If
bro.
I'm still wearing the hat, the ravioli hat, does that count?
Mhm. I'd
Like,
say
am I
so.
fully streaking?
Yeah, like literally only wearing the ravioli hat.
Right.
That counts.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, I predictions for the game, I don't know what I'm expecting honestly with the score because like we obviously have not been a scoring team, but they also have given up 12 goals.
That
Like,
is a lot of goals.
yeah.
That's two a game at least.
Yeah, it's two a game right now, and they score one goal a game on average, which is more than us, to their credit.
Yeah, but
But
like, hey.
yeah, doesn't matter when you're giving up three times as many. No,
Yeah.
they've given up six times as many goals.
Like surely we
So
yeah, that's insane. Surely we've had more of the defensive play style. Oh,
yeah,
excuse
did your
me,
apartment just fall?
my TV just decided to wake up. I don't know what that was. Um, who was their like Captain America guy?
Russell, that
Yeah,
like
he's not with
bearded
them anymore, right?
Irishman.
Yeah,
I think last season was his last season.
that's what I thought. So that's good.
Yeah. They they did get so LA Galaxy won MLS Cup last season. They were super good. And one of the additions that LA Galaxy made to get to the cup was Dejan Joveljic. I don't know if I'm
Okay.
saying that. I'm probably not, but he's a really good striker. And so KC actually traded for him in the offseason. So he's been playing there, but
Okay.
I don't think it has really helped much.
Yeah.
He has 2 goals. Like that's
Not much of
I
an
don't know. He
impact.
hasn't been no.
Man, if
If
you look at
you
the
follow FOTMob
injuries,
ratings,
sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, you go. It's low key.
No, I'm just looking at like the injured players on both teams. They have two. We
Hmm.
have six, and all of our six, well, except for like Gerwood Reich, like
Oh, the Australian guy.
all of the Australian.
Gervin, yeah, he's
Oh my
Australian.
God! What? You're right. This
Yeah.
team, dude. Joao Klaus is Brazilian. Gerwood Reich is Australian.
He's
Come
Australian, but
on,
he's an
guys.
Aussie.
What is this? But
He's
yeah, like
20.
all of our six are like guys that are supposed to be playing for the most part.
Yeah,
I mean, Gerwood Reich and Reed, they're not like the top starters, I guess. But
yeah.
everybody else, like, we need
Everyone else
them.
kind of sucks to lose.
Yeah. And at least we'll get Lewin back. But man,
Well, actually, I don't know because it sounds like
hmm?
he might still be on like there was some I think something's going on with his family again. I heard
uh,
something about him being on family leave, so he might not be
shit.
playing next game either. But I don't
Man.
know. I could be wrong about that.
Well, I hope
I
all the
thought I saw a
best to
tweet about
them.
it.
Really
Yeah,
hate
I
to
don't I
see shit like that.
yeah, but so we're missing a lot of really important players, which is not ideal.
I know.
I
I
don't
know.
get like do we just have the worst luck in the world or is something happening at training that we're just like
I
killing
don't
our
know.
players?
I don't. I think
Like,
maybe the team's pet monkey keeps leaving the banana peels lying around.
oh, that would do it.
Yeah, like everybody's slipping on them. Makes sense. Just I
It
don't even
is
know
like
why they have a pet
ridiculous.
monkey. Yeah, I know. Like, why are there so many injuries? What's going on with like the trainers? Like, are they just not
I know that was
showing
like
up?
that was a drama under the Carnell like coaching as
Right.
players were like we're being worked too hard in practice, which
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe that's not true, maybe that's it doesn't
Well,
really matter though,
at the
regardless.
time,
We
it
keep dying.
yeah. Well, at the time, like it kind of looked like that was the case because everybody was getting hurt, and we were also
Hmm.
playing like blitzkrieg soccer, and it was just
Yeah,
110% all the time. So I would assume that you're doing some insane conditioning in practice
for
too, so
sure.
you can maintain that style of play. But now I'm like, well, sometimes we do it and sometimes we don't, and it seems like the mentality of this coach is very much possession, different style. We want more passing, moving the ball instead of the player. So like, I don't
Yeah.
understand why we're still seeing so many injuries. It's
God hates us,
crazy.
dude.
I guess. Ugh, I don't
Small
know if
market teams never win.
yeah, maybe it's like too swampy around here and like it's slippery. I genuinely I don't know. I don't understand.
I have no idea either.
I
Pretty
mean,
chill though. We don't need them anyway.
yeah. Okay, so the field is grass, right? Our home
Yes.
field, and then their training facility, I'm pretty sure is turf.
Is it actually?
I think so.
The hell?
So like I
Are
don't
you
understand.
sure?
I think
That's
so,
weird.
right? We were there. It's right by the what's it called? Pavilion when we went to get our jersey
Yeah.
signed. We were standing right there. I thought it was turf. I haven't stepped foot on it, but like
One field south of Clark Street is field turf. And then 2 fields north are so it looks like some of the training ground is turf and some is natural grass for some reason. I
that
don't know
is
why they
weird.
switch it up.
Yeah.
That is really weird.
Okay. Well, at least they have grass field because
Yeah.
yeah, without like why would you play on turf in practice and then your
I wonder
stadium
if like
field is grass?
depending who we play, they like train on different fields to get
Uh,
ready for that surface.
I didn't think
That's
about
so
that, but
weird.
that's actually really smart to have two different training fields then.
Yeah, if that's like why.
Yeah,
That's so weird.
it's at least an option you have now, you know.
Yeah. That's what's another weird thing about MLS is like some teams just always put like Portland, I think they only play on turf.
Yeah,
And like that's just not really a thing in like other
I
leagues.
know. And the Messi just won't play on it.
Yeah, which is
Won't speak
hilarious.
English. Won't play on turf. He doesn't need
He's in
to.
his own lane, dude. He
He's so
doesn't
funny.
care.
He lives in America now, so even less people recognize him than as if he was anywhere else. He
I
loves it.
remember he went to like I think it was like a High V or something, or it was a Publix because that's what they have down there. And somebody took a picture and they're like, nobody knows who this is but me right now. And I was like, that is so
He's
funny.
just walking through the store like a normal guy with his family. Greatest soccer player of all time. Oh, it's crazy to
Average
me.
like American, not
Crazy
knowing
to
who you're
me.
looking at.
Crazy to me. Man. Yeah, I'm
Well,
very excited to go to Kansas City and get a win there. It'll be good. Can I say I
that would,
like their pavilion at their stadium, like their pregame like hangout spot. I like that a lot
mm,
more than ours, but their actual stadium is so old and so cheap that it almost like it just it's such a trade-off cuz our stadium is
yeah,
amazing, but our pavilion out front is so boring and so bland and tiny. Like we
I
need a
agree. And the other thing
mix.
too is like they have like you can either go to that pavilion to get to like that pre-party almost vibe, or you have tons of parking lot to just like tailgate in.
Right.
And we just do not have that at all.
Which I don't necessarily want like tons of parking lot.
I mean,
Especially like
there's
the
no way.
stadium's location. You have to level so many like cool
I
historic
was gonna
buildings.
say it's good that we don't have that, but it just makes like having a good pregame pavilion party area that much more important.
Well, so what I think I said a couple weeks ago, our pavilion, like the little right in front of the stadium, that can be reserved for your little family stuff and like a lot of baby throwing beanbag things and like
Yeah.
fun little cutesy stuff. And then that park right in front of the stadium, you just like figure out a way with the city to like kind of block off some of the streets there and
Hmm.
like quarantine that area so you can have like food trucks or vendors and just people like hanging out, maybe put a little stage up and have like a concert and
Yeah.
local artists can come and play, just get some music going. It'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. And it's totally possible and it's right there and I just don't understand why we can't do that.
I'm very hyped to like because I'll be here this summer
What
in
is
St. Louis.
this
So
video you sent me?
well, I want to talk about that a little
Okay.
bit. It's some elsewhere in the league news that I just wanted to bring up because it's hilarious.
Okay. I haven't
But
clicked on it because I'm afraid my AirPods are gonna switch over. But
no, yeah, yeah.
actually, I can.
Shoot, what was I saying?
I'm sorry, I totally interrupted.
No,
We
you're
were
good. I
talking
don't
about
even remember what I
the
was.
grass and the pregame stuff. Holy shit!
Are you watching it?
Yeah,
Here,
police
we'll
are
just talk
right
about it now
there,
then.
dude. What
Yeah.
the hell?
So San Diego and LAFC played last week, and this was after the game, and people are like getting knocked out in this brawl, which
Damn.
is
LAFC
awesome.
lost.
Yep. And they got butthurt, and so they started fighting the San Diego fans.
Holy shit. That's crazy.
Isn't that
Well,
video
also like
crazy?
the San Diego fans were shouting slurs,
Chirping.
so you know,
That is true. San
I
Diego's
don't.
been a little bit problematic with their
Damn,
entrance to the
dude,
league.
that is crazy. I thought like New England and like what was what game was it? It wasn't Pennsylvania. There was some game like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years. It was like was it Philadelphia? It might have been Philadelphia. Philadelphia, New England.
Well, I don't think it was Philly then because the game against Philly this year is our first time playing them in like
No,
regular season.
I'm saying it was like two of like the most notorious like
I see what
terrible
you mean.
fan
Okay.
bases played each other
Okay.
and that didn't even happen. You know what I mean? Like now LAFC and San Diego are like going to war for soccer, and they just got here. That is
I think what it is
crazy. The dude lit that
San
guy up.
Diego has. Oh yeah, I mean he wasn't expecting it. Bro went to the
No.
ground.
Yeah, it probably slammed his head on the concrete. God damn.
I think what it is San Diego attracted a lot of like um Mexican soccer fans to the MLS because now they have like a local team, and a lot of Mexican fans are much more in tune with like the international soccer community,
Yeah,
and international soccer has a lot more like shithousery like that where there's fights and
that's
people
true.
are saying slurs at the games and shit.
I
And
witnessed
MLS is
that
very much like a
firsthand in London.
really.
Oh yeah, man. We went to like some lower level league games, and
Oh, that's where it really flourishes, I bet.
yeah, we went to the pubs before, and then we go to the game, and people are
Hmm.
already rowdy and drunk. And the corners of the stadium, there are no fans, and there's lines of security. Behind the
Yeah.
nets is the away team, and on the sides is the home team. And there's literally like a
Okay.
wedge, like the whole corner of the stadium. No one's allowed to sit, and there's just lines
Yeah.
of security. And we're sitting there front row, like on the turf basically, or the field, and this guy's there with his like 5-year-old son, and he's screaming, calling the ref a cunt and a dumb bastard and
Oh
like
my
all this stuff. And
God.
I'm like, brother, like,
That's awesome.
this is like one step above Sunday League, you know? Like, this
Yeah.
is not important. And you are going off. It was
That's so
crazy.
funny. Because yeah, I mean MLS does not have that culture. And
No,
so it's very interesting to see a fan base of
it's
soccer
almost the
fans that
opposite of that culture,
I totally agree. Yeah. I
which,
mean, MLS is like the most like I guess you could call it progressive fan
yeah,
base of any major sport in America for sure.
like there
So you're
are
not
elements of that shithousery that I want and I like. Like the trash talk is
mhm.
fun. I don't like people getting brain damage on the corner after the game. That's not fun. I don't like
It's fun to
slurs.
watch, but
Yeah, yeah,
probably not
but
chill.
but like I like throwing a mean spirited chant every once in a while and like
Yeah.
talking shit on social media. But yeah,
It's
I
like you're
just don't
saying when
really
you
see
start
that.
saying slurs and stuff that like go against certain minority groups like gay
Right.
people, which is the San Diego chant,
Right. It's
it
like, all right,
that's the
guys.
last thing MLS needs because we need as many fans as possible.
Yeah,
If you're just looking at it from like a business perspective,
right.
obviously on a personal level that's horrible. But even just looking at it from the business perspective, it's like we need as many fans as possible, and
I
we're
know.
marketing ourselves as a very open, like progressive league for anybody to be a fan of.
And
We
then you're
can't be doing
seeing
that.
that shit on live
Yeah.
TV. It's
It's like, what are
crazy.
we doing, guys?
And then on the other angle, it's like the fights and everything. It's like, well, like I'm here to have fun and talk shit, but it's not that serious, man. Like I don't want
No.
anybody getting hurt. Like, come on.
I
It's
mean, you
like
can,
this.
like, that hit, I wouldn't, like, people can die if you get hit, knocked out, and hit the concrete too hard. Like, that happens
Yeah,
way more than people
yeah. Your
realize.
head slamming against a curb like that. No, that's
Not
bad
great for
news.
you.
Especially that big motherfucker. He was huge.
That was a big hit.
Yeah, I just I just can't imagine like fighting somebody over soccer. Like
It's your first season, too. Like, chill out. You
it.
don't even know this club that
Also,
well.
you're not playing. You're not on the
Yeah.
field. You're just there getting drunk watching. So like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Kind of awesome.
That is a crazy
Dude,
way to.
I almost got tripped on my intramural game the other day, bro.
Oh my god.
I
What
was playing
happened?
some real good Brexit footy. I was center back,
Oh,
which is
nice.
because I've never played center back. I was
Really?
always like a winger because when
Just
I
me,
actually played,
baby.
I was still tiny, and but now I'm bigger than all the other defenders we have, so I got put to center back, and so
You
we
got to
were
run the
like kind of
field,
getting
man.
burned. We were getting burned. I was running the field, and I kept like I was getting bodied, dude. It was low key
Oh
embarrassing. I hit the
no.
ground like five. I mean, I every ball I got out, like they weren't getting past me, but holy shit, I was just pushed to the ground every time. And the refs weren't calling it, but
Man,
we were uh
that's
we
tough.
were locked down,
Did you guys
and
win?
then we did 3-2.
Nice. Let's
We
go.
were up at the end, and so every time there was like a run, I would go in for the hit, and I would just kick the ball as far as I possibly could to waste time, and it worked.
Nice. Let's
So.
go.
It
It's
was
fun
like
when you're the one
real.
doing it.
Yeah. It was real Sunday Brexit footy, like you were
Hell
saying
yeah.
earlier.
Man, I haven't been playing for a long time because I've been traveling for work. But my
Mhm.
indoor league team, they've still been playing while I've been gone. And this past week, there's a referee at Veta. Not to put him on blast here, but fuck that guy. He is
What's
awful.
that for?
I don't know his name. I early on when we first started playing, I had gotten in a confrontation with him because
Really?
yeah, well, in Veta indoor league, the rules are you cannot play from behind no matter what. Like even if you
Yeah.
make no contact with the other person, you are not allowed to play from behind in any capacity whatsoever, which is fine. I don't like the rule, but I'll abide by it, right?
Yeah.
And I was just getting my ankles chopped, dude. Like I was getting the shit kicked out of the back of my legs. He was not calling shit for me. And then the other team was
Really?
getting every goddamn call. And eventually I just get fed up. I turn around and I scream at him like, "Hey, what the fuck?" Like I'm yelling at him. And he starts
Mhm.
yelling back at me and we're arguing and then he's just like, ah. And so I let it go. I kept on playing, whatever. This past week, he like popped off on my team. Like they
Really?
they weren't getting any good calls, and they had talked to their opponents after the game, and they agreed with my team. They were like, that guy was off his rocker. Like he was saying some sexist shit to my buddy's girlfriend in the stands. Like
Love
it
that.
was no good. They ended up just walking off the field at 16 minutes left because they just
Really?
didn't want anything more to happen. And we're like, you know
That's
what? If
crazy.
this is how it's gonna be, we all need to walk away because nothing good is gonna come
Yeah.
from this. And so yeah,
It's
there's
kind of
bad referees all
insane.
over, man.
Yeah, it's insane how like th- I feel like soccer just attracts some real shitters in the
I know,
world.
I know. Well,
Some bigots for sure.
yeah, it's pretty incredible how much of an impact like the referee can have because if you really think about it, there should be no difference. They should be like a robot that just says, "Okay, was there a foul or not? Yes." Like
Yeah.
that's it. Like that but all of them are so different and they can have such power trips that it will completely change the game. And it's so
Yeah.
interesting the way that
And that's why
works.
we need to bring the scab refs back for MLS.
Yeah, yeah. Fuck it,
No, you're
dude.
right, because even
Play his banjo
like
at
I don't mind
halftime.
it when a ref makes certain like calls one way or the other, but he has to make it for both sides.
Right.
And
It
that's when it
just
gets like annoying.
you're right. Like the ideal ref, if he's, letting it go or he's calling everything, as long as it's the same for both teams, it's probably going to end up all right. Like
Hmm.
it's hard to argue one way or the other like, "Oh, that was unfair." Well, no, he called it for both teams. But yeah,
Exactly.
if you see just blatant like missed calls or calling everything on one team, like come on. It's just
Yeah.
frustrating. And then
That's why
as a
for the
fan, you can't say anything because you're so biased. Like
yeah,
what are
you're
you
just gonna
supposed to
sound
do?
like a little like loser who's just mad that you're losing.
Right. And then, if you're winning and you're saying stuff like that, they're going to be like, I don't know. It's just frustrating. It's the whole referees suck. We all hate
For
them.
the game I was talking about where I was playing, I was getting like hella bodied and pushed to the ground, but I didn't mind it because they were letting us do that to them too. So I was like, I don't care.
A
But
rough
if they were
game's
like
fun.
calling us, then exactly like especially when because I feel like compared to the average soccer player, I'm like a little bit bigger now, which is nice
You got
because
some muscle.
it's really fun to just like go into a tackle,
Yeah.
especially when it's like a littler dude who's been like an asshole the whole game.
And also too is like if you're playing with other guys who have played soccer and you both know how to make tackles, then usually you both can be pretty rough and safe at the same time. Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna hurt each other, which is what I love playing as. Like it's fun, but
Hmm.
you never really get that. It's a very difficult like needle to thread.
Yeah. We're not allowed to slide tackle because
Yeah.
the official reason is because we don't have shin guards, but it's because people don't know how to slide tackle without breaking
Yes.
people's legs.
Yes, or they just break their own knees because they just dive bomb into the ground.
Yeah,
Man, I when I first started with my team, none of them had played soccer except for me when we first
yeah.
started, and the team is definitely mixed up and changed since then. But man, like these
You
guys,
had some tryouts.
I love them. They're great. The beginning was rough. It was funny. It was fun though, because I got to like watch them learn how to play, and now like we make their
Yeah,
passing plays, and like they know how to dribble, and every once in a while they pull off like a little move or something. I'm like, holy shit! Like there's a lot of growth there. It's fun to see. Like it's really is. I
the
don't know.
beauty of Veta, bro.
I know. I would love to come back and play some more. I'm very excited for that.
They don't have Vetas in the middle of nowhere, Indiana.
I think soccer's illegal in Indiana.
That's good.
I did see a soccer team in the little town that I'm in Hanover.
Really?
Yeah, there's a soccer team out there. I
Do
don't
you
know
know
how
like
many
what
kids are on it, but
league it is? Oh, is it like a?
it's like a high school team or something.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, it's nothing professional, obviously, but you know
Dude, this was
they have soccer.
something for like American soccer super fans that was super interesting. So Open Cup, the like very beginning rounds are happening right now, so a lot of the lower divisions are playing. And Chattanooga, Tennessee has two soccer teams.
What?
And so they met in the US Open Cup. It's what is it? Chattanooga Red Wolves and who is the other team? Chattanooga FC. So the
Okay.
Red Wolves playing USL League One, which is the like lowest professional USL league, and then Chattanooga is actually in MLS Next Pro, and it's just two like D3 teams in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and they
That's
played each other in
hilarious.
the US Open Cup in front of like 12,000 people.
Do you think they like all knew each other?
Maybe
That's
they're all like
hilarious.
cousins.
Yeah.
But it was super cool. And then like the mayor of Chattanooga like tweeted some like shit talking to
Oh
the Red
hell
Wolves or
yeah.
something. It
Hell
was
yeah.
sick. It was like American soccer heritage, bro.
That's so funny.
But yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Cool little fun fact this week. Look at that. Thank you for
We love
sharing.
that. That's what
We
Lose
love
11 is
that.
all about,
We love
guys.
that. We love Chattanooga.
We love it so much.
One of the best soccer teams, soccer towns.
Chattanooga
I've said
FC,
this
you're
before.
gonna get tired of winning.
Oh goodness.
But I don't
Uh,
know. I mean, I'm excited for this KC game. This is gonna be awesome. I have
yep.
very high hopes going in.
It's my first
But if
live
we
game this year.
really,
Yeah, first game I've gone to this year, so I'm excited.
that's hype. That's always a fun. I think I've also only been to St. Louis for sporting games in person
Really?
still, but I think so because the games are still so expensive.
I know.
This summer though, I'm gonna be a little what is it, SeatGeek? I'm gonna be a SeatGeek demon and just pick
Okay.
up random tickets like right before the game
Hell
for
yeah.
like hella cheap.
I'm just sitting in the car outside the stadium 10 minutes before.
I'm
Yep.
excited. If we lose, I'm gonna be probably super pissed.
Me too.
If we tie, I'm probably gonna be super pissed,
Me
honestly. I
too.
feel like that we should win this game for
We
sure.
should win this game. It will be
But
embarrassing if we don't.
yeah, I would agree. Even with our injuries, they're just not they're buns.
They are buns, dude.
Do
Butter them
you know
up.
head to head we're actually tied right now?
That makes
That
sense.
surprised me. Because like it's mostly because of those playoffs,
Yeah.
but it just doesn't feel like that, I guess.
It really doesn't. I think it doesn't feel like that because our wins are such big wins.
No, that
And
is true.
when they win, it's like, okay, we were not what we should be.
We were playing under Bradley Carnell in the playoffs
Yes.
and the Red Bull system. We were never gonna win.
No.
You know, the New York Red Bulls still have never. They were one of the first team. Well, technically, it was the New York Metro Stars, and then the Red Bulls bought the team and just rebranded it. And it was one of the first teams in MLS, and they still have never won the cup.
That's crazy.
Pretty
That's a long
brutal.
drought.
That is. They've won the Supporter Shield a bunch, but the cup has never made its way over there.
And hopefully it never does. We're taking it every year from
NYCFC
now
beat
on.
it. Yeah, for sure. NYCFC actually won it before the Red Bulls, which is
Oof. That's a
low-key
slap in the
kind of
face.
sad. Yeah.
All right, I got to
Well,
get driving to Kansas City, so
I was gonna say I got class in 13 minutes, so I
oh
kind of need to
shit.
go.
Time to sign off. Thanks for recording,
Thank you for watching, everybody.
and we'll see you next week.
Yep, after a win.
Yes.